a college basketball fan, there are only two places to be this weekend, and they are both in the state of Texas. Welcome into Beyond the Sport. I am Travis Raycheck, and I'm coming to you from NRG Stadium in Houston, site of the men's Final Four. We're going to check in with our guy Robbie Fueling over in Dallas at the women's Final Four in just a little bit. But here we basically have the unexpected four, an assembly of squads that almost nobody predicted would get to this point. Yeah, on NCAA's March Madness Bracket Challenge, just six people had this group as their Final Four. Included in that is San Diego State, who entered the tournament with basically the 27th best odds to win it all. But here the Aztecs are, and here is our man Adam Rosso. And Adam, with the Aztecs making this trip, it basically means a trip home for one of their key players.
Yeah, and a guy who's had quite the journey to get here, right? I mean, Jaden Ledee was a big-time recruit coming out of a private school here in Houston. After stops at Ohio State, TCU, he's now playing a big role for the Aztecs in his first season in San Diego, and it's a season that's close to a national championship right down the road from where he honed his skills.
A homecoming that started with some of his favorite food.
So yesterday, I took a couple of the guys, we had a little crawfish boil at the crib.
Could end with the taste of a title for Houston native Jaden Ledee.
It was more of a surreal moment after we won the Elite Eight. I was like, man, we really going home. But now that we're here, it's like we got a job to do. I'm gonna feel a lot better, we win it on Monday.
Ledee is in his first year on the court with San Diego State after stops at two other programs during his 5-year college career.
All the stuff I went through to get here to now, all the work, all the trials and tribulations, now that I'm here, it makes it a little bit more worth it.
His minutes off the bench have been vital during the Aztecs' unlikely run to the Final Four.
But that's my role. I decided to be a star in my role, and I want to get it done. I mean, I love winning more than anything else. So, if that's what the team needed me to do, that's what I was going to do. And I'm glad we're here, and I'm trying to finish it out.
He was always a tough, physical young man that competed hard. That was his gift before all of the skills set in.
Marlon Lowe coached Ledee in AAU ball as a teenager in Houston.
I've been coaching for 26 years, and it's nothing like just seeing guys get it. It's just a feeling of relief and happiness and joy.
A feeling that's shared by his biggest fans at the Kincaid School, where Ledee starred in high school.
He's kind of Kincaid's basketball son, royalty. So that just to kind of know the process and to know his work and to see it all kind of come into one place. I mean, I think that there was a lot of people just really, really excited for him.
It's always people on a journey that's going to get you where you are. And, Coach Lowe, I had an awesome summer, my junior summer with him. And then the people at Kincaid, those are awesome people. Those are my people. So, just from 9th to 12th grade, they took care of me.
The foundation for a basketball journey.
And then for that to come full circle and say, you know what? The pinnacle of his career right now is landed right back in Houston. I mean, you probably couldn't script it any better than that.
Man, that kid that left Kincaid, man, he was still wet behind the ears a little bit. And this college journey I done had to now, man, I learned a lot about life. I kind of, took some punches, punched a little back, but I'm here.
Striving for a national championship on college basketball's biggest stage.
Ledee is definitely one of the faces of this grinded-out defense-first Aztecs team, and that's really pretty fitting considering the different roles and the different stops and kind of the journey he's been on throughout his college career that's now taking him back here home to Houston.
We appreciate the story, Adam. And while Ledee has that quick trip home, there's another Texas native, Tristan Newton, that has a quick 10-hour trip from where he grew up. But Newton is a Texas native from the city of El Paso, and he has had an incredible college journey to get to where he's at this weekend.
Very blessed. Without God, there would be no me, and just knowing He's with me at all steps of life, I know I'm going to be successful.
UConn senior point guard Tristan Newton knows what it's like to be overlooked. He didn't get a lot of attention coming out of Burgess High School in El Paso. but his confidence and perseverance have led him to college basketball's biggest stage.
I've always had the confidence I could play at the big-time level, and I guess just being from El Paso, a small market, a lot of people don't come out there, but grateful for the people at ECU to give me the opportunity, and I needed to go to ECU because maybe I wasn't ready back then.
Newton's helped lead the Huskies to the Final Four after transferring from East Carolina. This doesn't surprise those who knew him as a high school basketball star.
He had that killer instinct in him. When he first came to an open gym, I think it was a sixth grader, he came with his cousin Aaron Jones, who plays for the Green Bay Packers. He didn't care if he was being guarded by a senior or whoever. Tristan just played hard. When I saw that in, I'm like, oh my God, this guy, he has something inside of him that is critical. And I think that was what made it for us to believe that he was going to be a next level player.
Paul Gutierrez coached Newton at Burgess and says watching Tristan make plays for UConn has been a joy, not only for him, but the entire city of El Paso.
Around the Burgess community, even the city of El Paso, they have taken in and have enjoyed how well he's been playing. I mean, he's just not a kid on the team, but he's an important member of their success.
The senior is proud to put on for his hometown, much like his cousin, NFL All-Pro Aaron Jones, who may or may not have some wisdom on how to handle the bright lights of the big stage.
We're just like a safe place where we can talk about whatever, and it's not really sports, but if I ask him, if I need some advice, I'll ask him, see how he handles the big moment and everything. But yeah, I just want to go out there and experience it myself and see how it goes.
Regardless of what advice Jones has, Tristan is trying to soak up the moment and enjoy it in his home state.
There's no better place you can have than Houston. I know I'm not from Houston, but been here a couple of times. It's a great city. Pretty far from El Paso, still 10 hours, but it's the closest I'm going to get to my family. So very grateful to be here and cherishing the opportunity.
All right, thanks so much, Vic. Still to come on Beyond the Sport. We head over to Dallas, where a three-time national champ is trying to win it all with a new team and not far from where she built her coaching legacy. Welcome back into Beyond the Sport, and while the men's Final Four doesn't quite have the heavy hitters of years past, the women's Final Four is absolutely packed with the premier programs and stars of the sport, from Iowa's Caitlin Clark to Aaliyah Boston of South Carolina, and some of the top coaches like Don Staley. This weekend also marks a return to Texas for the most successful women's basketball coach this state has ever seen. Robbie Fueling has more.
Kim Mulkey has established herself as one of the elites of college basketball. Her unprecedented success here in the state of Texas is etched in NCAA tournament history. This is the story of her return to her home state, Louisiana, and the impact she's had on one of her former players.
These are bright lights, but not for Kim Mulkey.
And that's it! The Baylor Lady Bears, 7 years later, are back at the top of college basketball with their third national championship.
This will be her 5th appearance as a head coach in the Final Four. Only this time, she graces the hardwood in the purple and gold threads, representing her home state.
Memories are all we have in life until they're gone. Coming back to Louisiana was easy.
The hard part's hoisting a trophy that blesses teams with college basketball immortality.
I'm the only one in our locker room that has done this, but I'm not going to shoot, dribble, pass, guard any of them. So it's not a matter of what I have done.
It falls on the players. The ball is literally in their hands, something Nicole Collins knows all too well. She was the first point guard of of Coach Mulkey's tenure at Baylor.
Everything that you see on the sideline, that's who she is, and that's who she is all the time. I mean, she's a spitfire. I mean, she's very passionate about what she does.
The fire and intensity Coach Mulkey brings is what changed the LSU program, and it's what resurrected Baylor 23 years ago.
I just think when I look at it from a coach's perspective now, that you got to start somewhere, and you can't just go, as much as Drake likes to say, 0 to 100, like you can't. Like there's an in-between, there's a process. And I think that's the thing that we teach our athletes, you know, that there's a process and you got to build the foundation. Although I'm not the one who got the ring and got to hang the banners, you know, I'm a big part of what allowed that to be able to happen. I do know this. I know that was my freshman year because, like, we hated those uniforms.
Those college memories are so cherished by Nicole. It's what inspired her to become a head coach herself.
This is definitely, to me, a profession you have to love, you have to have a passion for, and I do. And I think also just the tie of, you know, who taught me, my dad, who unfortunately passed away a few years ago. Like, he was the one who taught me that. And so just kind of the tie and the connection that I have with basketball and to my father and just what that means to me.
Which is the beautiful thing about basketball. The memories we share with the family we're born with and the family we make along the way.
Nicole, I inherited at Baylor. So proud of her. That's why you coach. You coach to impact lives, and you may not realize it as a student athlete, the impact a coach has until 10, 20, and 30 years down the road.
Since 2008.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm torn because I love Dawn Staley as well. I think she's done a hell of a job with South Carolina. But obviously, my coach is at LSU, so, you know, I wouldn't be hurt if either one of them win. Obviously, I would prefer it to be Baylor, but yeah, I just think it would be so amazing for her to be able to go and do something like that in 2 years. I mean, that's unheard of.
Look, many of us thought there would be some Texas flavor to this men's Final Four. You had Houston, the hometown team, as a 1 seed. Texas was a 2 seed that made it to the Elite Eight and were seemingly in cruise control on their way to a return trip home, when things all of a sudden slipped away from them in the final 10 minutes against Miami. And although the Longhorn season ended abruptly, it allowed them to make the move that most thought was the one that was the right one on who the next head coach will be. To get to this moment, you have to go back to December 12th, a program-changing day for Texas basketball.
It's a major story for UT Austin athletics.
This morning, UT men's basketball coach Chris Beard was arrested, and he's being charged with assault. He is charged with a third-degree felony assault of a household member.
The day Chris Beard was arrested, his last day ever leading the Longhorns, and the day Rodney Terry took over.
Today was, a very difficult day. For our program, a unique day. You're not prepared for anything like this. You don't wish anything like this on anyone and everything. But again, I thought our guys, persevered through a tough situation today.
That overtime win against Rice started the audition for Terry to go from fill-in to full-time.
We gave you the whistle, and we said, go earn this job. It belongs to you. Block out all the noise. Block out everyone here that says they're going to say he can't do the job. Block out everything that we can do. You galvanized the nation. Your leadership was second to none. And we are here today because the whistle was given to you on December 12th. But you took that whistle and you earned it.
He gave me that whistle and, and said, hey, go earn this. Go earn it and go do the job that I know you're capable of doing. And, I met with our team and just said, hey, guys, you know what? We've got the whole season in front of us. None of our goals have changed, but we're going to control what we can control, and we're going to live where our feet are, and we're going to live in the present.
A 22-8 record, Big 12 conference title, and a trip to the Elite Eight made for an attractive resume. You can add to that the support of players past and present.
He knows what it takes to get to, the Final Four championship game to play on a Monday night. And just, the mentor, the leadership, his connection with us, he built a relationship with us, and just, he's just a great dude.
He proved that, he should have a shot. I think the way that those guys banded together, I think everyone was wondering, what was next. So I think, he proved that, he can lead those guys.
That situation never happened in college sports, right? In the middle of a season when things is going well.
and he gathered these guys. I mean, it was great basketball to watch. I'm just happy for him, and he deserved it.
A lifetime of preparation has him ready for the job he's always wanted.
An opportunity of a lifetime to be the head coach here. You know, it's a dream come true for myself. I'm a native Texan. I'm a Texas guy through and through. You can't find a more Texas guy than Rodney Terry. No one knows this place better than me in terms of, you know, the landscape, you know, how to be successful here at an elite level. It hasn't even really hit. I'm had to probably pinch myself a few times and say, man, you're really the head coach at the University of Texas.
Still to come on Beyond the Sport, a remarkable comeback story from a guy on the team that got this whole dance started. Little trivia time for you. Who was the team that won the first game of this year's March Madness? Well, yeah, I know it was many moons ago, but it was Texas A&M Corpus Christi defeating Southeast Missouri State in the play-in game. In that game, Simeon Fryer had 6 points and 8 rebounds, a pretty solid stat line. But when you understand what Fryer has been through just to be playing, you also understand how special this season was. Here's Crystal Dominguez.
Learning how to walk again, a humbling experience for anyone, especially if you're used to doing this.
Oh, Simeon Fryer!
At 6'5", 185 pounds, NCAA basketball guard Simeon Fryer never thought his game would be interrupted the way it was.
I thought I was getting like a cold or something, or worked out too hard.
The summer of 2018, his constant fatigue became an emergency.
When I first got to the hospital, I was still able to like shuffle my feet.
But the feeling in his feet was soon gone, his mobility beyond his control.
I couldn't really walk anymore, so then I had to learn how to walk.
Doctors performed a spinal tap. He was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome. His body was attacking his own nerves.
But it was one of those things where it kind of had to get worse before it got better.
2 months in the hospital, he was determined to get back on the court with his junior college back home in Pennsylvania.
And I would say I had to sit out for the entire year.
In 2020, the Islanders recruited him, a spark that led them to 2 back-to-back Southland Conference championships and NCAA tournament appearances.
He's the heart and soul of this program.
Interim coach Jim Shaw says Fryer is a team captain, and for a reason.
And he has set the foundation of what is hoped to be a predominant mid-major basketball program for years to come.
Putting the Island University on a national stage for the men's tournament, even after a tough loss. Simeon Fryer is back to his previous fitness level.
At this point, I want to go home because I have a son, be a father.
His reason for it all.
Push through it. Push, pray until something happens. There you go.
He says basketball, in some shape or form, is in his future.
Simeon Fryer for 2.
Crystal, thanks so much for that story. And Fryer really made a name for himself in their game against Alabama. He was the one that was guarding Brandon Miller, the Tide star freshman, probable top 3 NBA pick. He held him scoreless in that game. All right, well, we went ahead and brought the whole crew out here with us to Houston. Victor James now joining us. And Victor, I know that this weekend and this city has a special meaning for you.
Well, my papa, Booker Turner's last national championship game featured the Houston Cougars, and obviously we are in Houston. Had to dress it up and make it real for him a little bit. My grandfather was a very sharp man, usually don't rock the shirt and tie, but I had to dress it up a little bit. And honestly, it's a real surreal moment because I am so excited. I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. I've been raised on this game and this Final Four, so to be on this stage with y'all is such a humbling experience, and I just can't wait to get everything started.
Yeah, to be able to ref a championship game, a pretty incredible accomplishment. Well, Vic, his creation is something that we always look to in this show, and he put together a great little compilation of the 8 teams that showed up in this state this weekend looking to leave Texas with a title. We're going to send you out on that one and make it a good one.
Texas, I'm coming home, baby.
You know, they gonna label us whatever, but we some pit bulls and Rottweilers, you know. We go out there and show it every night. Just call us Beach Boys, you know, because we're gonna come out and show how it's done.
I said it, and it's like I kind of just spoke it into existence, right? God did. God did. A first start, that's what I came to LSU for. I mean, I just wanted a fresh start. I've done things in my past that I kind of regret.
These two kids have some history behind them. There's a lot of my coaching friends. Man, you got a locker room full of personalities. How are you going to handle that? And I looked at them and I said, do you know me very well? Bring them on.
And Dan Hurley is taking his UConn team to the Final Four.
I just had to flex UConn because UConn's back. So.
And they are back in the Final Four.
You got to get a little lucky. You got to get some players that really believe in it and that are unified, that really see, honestly, the bigger picture.
Miami heading to the Final Four for the first time.
Coach Jim Larinaga, and he brought everybody. Coach, 17 years to the day, you led George Mason to the Final Four, and now you've done it with the Hurricanes. What did you feel back then? What do you feel right now?
It's the same exhilaration, just the jubilant attitude, the effort, because you just love when your players accomplish a goal they set out before the season.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel, and for more refreshing stories about your community, click the subscribe button right over here. You can also download our Spectrum News app to get live news coverage, weather alerts, and more wherever you are. And don't forget to tune in to Channel 55 on Dish and DirecTV for live local reporting every single day. We'll see you then.